Hello, my name is John Cardiff Gerhardt, the nonpartisan assembly candidate for District Number 12, as well as the leader of the Recall Sisolak campaign. You are watching this video because you most likely clicked on the link in the email that looks a lot like this. And in that same paragraph, there is a link to a form which looks a lot like this. And so the reason for this form is so that we can get a total number that we can present to a yard sign company as well as a postcard company so that we can get the wholesale discount for everyone who contributes.
So this is a list, this is a spreadsheet that is filtered with just my name in it, but it has 50,000 people in the East Henderson, East Las Vegas, Assembly District 12. Okay, that's the full list. I've just filtered it down to my name. So now we're to the point where people who want to put dollars into promoting the awareness and contributing to the campaign, I have now developed the avenue in which 100% of all of their donations go towards the prints, go towards effectively promoting this campaign's message. And so the postcards.
This is our postcard. Rotate it and zoom out. Okay, so here's the first side, and then this would be the back side. I really want to zoom in on the postcard donations. Let's go back to this form. The first thing you have to do is give your name and maybe an email or your address, just so I can identify you in this petitions list, and I can link your name to the person who signed up.
Okay, and then we have yard signs, and it says based on size and wholesale discount, we can expect each yard sign to cost between $5 and $15. How many would you like? So in this form, you're going to put a number, right? I want 2 yard signs. I want 1 yard sign. I want 10, whatever it is. And then this one, postcards. Each postcard costs between 52 cents and 80 cents. There is no minimum requirement. So if you wanted to donate $1, you would get
1.25 to almost 2, like 1.9 people per dollar. And that's not even per people, it's per address. There could be a family of 4 who are all eligible to recall Sisolak, and one postcard is going to get all 4 of those people because your contribution sent a postcard to their mailing address.
And if you want to donate to the postcard campaign, then there will be a conditional field. Like it'll just show these 3. And if you ever fill this out, a new field will pop up and it'll say geo-targeting parameters. See, it'll give you the power to donate to specific people who are eligible to recall other people. So this recalling of Governor Sisolak is the biggest, most widespread campaign to recall any officer of any position in our state. There was almost 1 million people who voted in that 2018 general election. But it's not just, Governor Sisolak who's corrupt in this state. For example, there's county sheriffs, there's county commissioners, there's board of regents, there's state senators. And these people have smaller election turnouts, which if you divide it by 4 is even smaller of a requirement to recall the officer. So let's say a judge did you wrong. Let's say a judge did somebody you love real wrong. You know what I mean? And that's happened. That's happened more times than I'd like to count. So what you can do is put that person's name in this box.
I have made a test. As you can see, this one is pretty identical. It's pretty close, the backside, to this one here. So you get a postcard like this, and that would lead people to read this content, and then they would either text this phone number or call it, 702-703-3047, and that would put them on track to sign up themselves. And when they sign up, Now, the sign-up process will happen in 2 ways. Either they send the text message, and then they get a response with a link, and then they go to that link on their smartphone and they fill it out. Or if they don't have a smartphone, they're going to be making a call from a landline. That landline is going to go right to a voicemail. The voicemail is going to say, welcome to the Recall Sisolak hotline. Press 1 if you have a smartphone. Press 2 if you have a landline. And Press 3 if you have a landline, you don't have an email, and you would like to contribute to the fundraiser, in which we would follow up and make a phone call that's a lot similar to this video that you saw in the email for the people who don't have a smartphone or an email. And so then if they call and they push 2, meaning they have a landline, they're going to go right to the voicemail. They're going to be able to leave a voicemail, and it's going to instruct them to state their name, state their address, and then we would be able to sign them up that way. So there's a lot of ways in which this thing will rotate and move around and create a lot of additional signups. We're at the point where we're ready to go exponential. We're ready to reach that limit. The only thing that's holding us back is actually communicating with the people. And this process with your dollars, your donation dollars, we're going to go right to these campaigns. The yard signs go in front of your home, the postcards go to neighbors' homes, and all of that is going to lead to a phone number, which goes to a voicemail or a responding text message, and then that's going to lead to signups. And the signups, like you've already signed up, or someone called and signed up on your behalf, like I've been doing for many weeks now, calling people and signing them up, and then also getting voicemails and entering that information in as well on their behalf. And that leads to a list of 243,995 Nevadan patriots who have agreed that they are intending to sign the petition.
It requires 4,000 to 10,000 people to recall a senator. It's going to require about 50,000 people to recall a county judge or a county sheriff, well, at least in Clark County, because of the amount of people. And it's going to take 244,000 to recall the governor. And so if you have someone you want to recall and you want to dedicate your money to postcards, then this form will drop down and you can say who else you would like to recall. And that's important because I can go into the spreadsheets where those elected officials have jurisdiction, and I can filter a list down to those exact people. For example, Sheriff Lombardo was elected specifically in the 2018 primary. So we need to get people who voted in the primary to recall Sheriff Lombardo. So if you wanted to recall Sheriff Lombardo, you would put his name in there. You would donate or delegate. You would donate funds to Postcards, and once you make that contribution, I would pull a filtered list of eligible Nevadans who are eligible to recall Sisolak, who are also eligible to recall Lombardo. So they voted in the primary and the general election of that 2018 election cycle. So that would give you this sense of power, this sense of, just a sense of power. It really would give you a voice. It would give you influence in a way that has never been done before. I've never seen this done before, but it's as simple as filtered search, which is right here on the right. We've got our spreadsheet. I just clicked on the filters tab to show you that my name is only listed because name contains Cardiff G. No one is red flagged. I've red flagged some people that I personally find concerning. It's not an overwhelming amount. It's just people I wouldn't want to send information to because I don't trust them living here in our state. And the next one is a search for the residential address containing confidential, because some people actually have their address listed as confidential. And so if I add them to the list, it'll actually be waste. Anyway, I've removed it. So that's how I would do it. And I would just go to add a filter and just go down to the 2018 election. Let's see right here, name. And then scroll all the way down to that 2018 primary. And that would be part of the filter. And so then I can cater to your demands over here. And so then I take it over here, 3 dots, once I've got my list, and also reduce it to the amount of people that you've created a budget for. And that would be creating a keyword next to the people and just highlighting the amount of people that match the $. And then I would go, if you can see it, download CSV. And then I take it over and I would download a file into my downloads folder. And then over here in the Postalytics is the postcard company.
Let me just show you how this campaign for postcards would work. So it would be a smart send. It would be a bulk with a list that we have. The return address would be my address. I would title it, your name, campaign, so that we could identify and look back on it if we needed to. And then we go to next. We would select the list. And what we need in order to send information through Postalytics is the zip code, the state, the city, the residential address, which includes the unit number, and then the first and the last name. And that's the information that's needed in a spreadsheet in order to send out a list of contacts through Postalytics to send mailers out. Let me just show you this as well. When we have this list, I just didn't want to show anyone, but other than my information, we would download the CSV, and then we would upload it into the list here, and that list would be shown here in whatever title I had given it when I downloaded it. And then we would go to the template in which we would select the postcard, the design here. Okay. And then we'd get to the payment processing, and we'd make the payment, and it gets sent.
Basically, to create a campaign, you need a list, which I just showed you. You need a creative, which I've showed you already, which is this postcard. And the creative has already been uploaded. I would just keep making new lists and sending them this postcard. Okay. And then I would get to the point where I would get to the end, I'd make the payment, and then in about 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks, it would send the postcard to their home. And then your dollars would go dollar for dollar, 100% right to the recipients. Now, you won't know who the recipients are, but I could send you the CSV. I could, just if you wanted to verify that you purchased a political campaign spend for the amount of people that you put dollars in for, divided by the exchange rate, whatever we get that exchange rate to be based on however many people in total we can buy credits for, right? Because we're all pooling our funds to reduce the per unit price. We're getting wholesale deal.
I just want to show you how this process works, that it is entirely possible, that there's no room for waste. There's no room for mismanagement. Your dollars are going to go to exactly where you want them to go, and there's a very effective process. I really just wanted to show you that postcard process because it is cutting edge. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before, especially by a nonprofit or some other grassroots organization where you could see where your dollars are going to go and what that click process is in order to turn your dollars into action. Our yard sign designs are finished, and it looks like this. We're going to get a one-sided, it could be 18 by 24, it could be 24 by 36. It really just depends on what people want at the time we are ready to make that order, and also what the print company can do as far as pricing and everything else.
We need a print company in Nevada, one shop in Clark County, and another shop in the Reno Sparks area. And I don't have the company yet, but the premise is the same, and the logistics will be a little different. I think they may be able to ship it to you. I mean, they should, but otherwise, if they don't, it would be, you get a message saying that your print is ready and you got to go pick it up so you can put it in your yard. And that's how it works. That's how our funding will work. That's the whole process as far as I've got it right now. And I'm ready to start implementing the form so that people can start pledging without actually physically contributing at that moment, the amount that they would like to contribute to the campaign, especially watching a video that explains it as I've just explained it to you now, proving that dollar for dollar, there's no waste, and it's going to go exactly where they want it to go.
And that's how it works. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, don't need your money right now. Just put your information in this form, and when we're ready with enough people, with enough dollars pledged to actually make a demand to these companies and get wholesale pricing, then we will move forward and we will work out the financial logistics thereafter. Whether you send money directly to this company, whether you create your own account on, say, Postalytics, or whether you actually donate to a fund that I would control and then spend all of those dollars putting money back out into mailers. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just letting you know that the options are there, and I am totally willing to continue working for free in order to recall this tyrant from office, because it's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Okay. Whew.
Thank
Anyone
you
else?
for your information. You're a very intelligent young man. Thank you.
Thank you.